I want to take this time to show this trifold design that's finished and show how it was built, basically take it apart a little bit for you and show how you do the planning for the brochure. So this would be the front page and this is the back. And having the photo go across the page makes it easier to when it's folded, if you can imagine it folded in half, it all looks close together and it all looks like it's one with the image wrapping around the page. This is the inside flap that gives a, you know, quick intro. This welcome. It's like a welcome page. So why choose us? And it tells a little bit about the program, and then it has the 4 things on why you should choose this program. I've seen people do steps here, like step 1, find us here. Step 2, do this. It's a pretty good place to put steps or like a little infograph on why they should choose your client or why they should donate to your cause. And then on the inside panels, we have more about the program. So the MSIPM program, that it's online, what you'll learn, typical course schedule, and then testimonials. You'll see that the testimonials are in a sidebar that is colored. So this is like a light yellow with the quotes behind it that sets it apart. And it's also in a circle that sets it apart from the text. So instead of it being in just a strict 3-column layout, everything looks a little bit more interesting with the circles. And speaking of circles, you can start to tear it apart on how I made this with the shapes by just thinking about, what is it that takes it to do this? So this is just, all this is a circle design, which you would do with a pen tool. So if you were to draw this with just a pen tool, it would just be a curve up. You would click this to get rid of that one handle. Hold down shift, go down. Hold down shift, go to the side, and hold down shift, do a straight line. You can turn on your white arrow by clicking the letter A and move this over. So that is that shape. And then I duplicated the shape to go downward. So you can flip it around. You can go to Object and go to Transform and flip horizontal after you make a copy, and that would give you one on the bottom. And then I made them a little bit smaller and put them above it to do the 2 gold ones. This shape is one big shape that goes across the 2 panels. Again, this would be done with a pen tool. So it's just a rectangle. You could do one big giant rectangle and you can adjust the corners with a pen tool, or you can just draw this from scratch. So these are 2 really big handles that create this curve. If I were to go down, whoops, click the point. If I were to grab this and go down, you would begin to see a rectangular shape. If you wanted to do something like this from scratch, you could, using an existing shape, you could take your shape, turn on your convert direction point tool, click this corner and drag, click this corner and drag to create handles. Get rid of this handle by clicking the handle, and let's turn on my white arrow real quick. And I want to get rid of this handle. So I'm going to use my convert direction point tool and get rid of that handle as well. Use my white arrow and adjust that shape. And then I just duplicated with different tones and tints of that yellow. So if I wanted to copy this and paste, doing Command C, Command V, and then do a different tint like that. And you just do that over and over again until you achieve the desired look. And then the bottom is just an image underneath it. So what I did when I made these curves, I wanted it to go along the globe so it kind of all goes together. But you could just have a regular image, do a square, and then just put the image inside that square. So I'm going to copy this, go inside this square, paste into, go to fitting, fill frame proportionally, and I'm going to send it to the back behind all of this. So I'm going to go to right click and go to arrange, send to back. And so you'll start to see the design come to light. And then you have your text on each thing. Keep in mind when you're doing your text, you want it to fall in between those margins. So the blue line is your fold line, but your purple is your reminder to say don't have text go past that area. Now to start on the repetition, I just started doing ovals with a thick stroke and a text wrap. So you can see the text wrap line on the outside is for that text, and then this text is ignoring the text wrap, which as you remember from the typography week, you would go to type and you would go to where do I go? Sorry. You go to text frame options under object. I'm sorry. So text frame objects under object and go to ignore text wrap. So that way you can have the text wrap going around this shape and pushing that off in the curved line. If I turn on preview, you see. But this one is not affected by the text wrap, and these are not affected by the text wrap. And then again, we have the staggered circles just like above, where they're all different color tints of the same yellow. And the last one has the text wrap that is pushing these out. And all I did was just do the repetition of ovals and circles throughout, but did them all in different sizes and different shapes and shades to give it a little bit of interesting, like a little interest to it. These pull quotes are done with just regular text and then adding the quotes in their own little text box. The text box themselves, so this is a type on the path, but these text boxes themselves are actually curved lines. And to do that, you would also use the pen tool. So this would just, if I were to create a pen tool shape, I'm just going to draw it again for you. If it's close anyway. Get rid of that handle, hold down Shift, hold down Shift. Now I have a shape and I can begin to type inside of that shape. You can then go back and edit the shape however you want. So you can grab those points, make this wider, and make it to where your text is not just on one little line like that. And if it does that, you can always, of course, double click and hit enter, put it all together. But you can just know that you can use your pen tool on text boxes and shapes alike.